Greetings, boys, girls, and gender rebels. I'm Penny Underbust, and today you are joining me for another Bunny's Bedtime Stories. For those of you who are new to my channel, the series is me reading fables or fairy tales, or basically anything that is in the public domain as far as literary works goes. And today I'm going to be reading from Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, and the story I'm going to be reading is The Hare's Bride. Okay, The Hare's Bride. There once was a woman and her daughter who lived in a pretty garden with cabbages, and a little hare came into it, and during the winter time ate all the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, "Go into the garden and chase the hare away." The girl says to the little hare, "Shh, shh, hare, you are eating up all our cabbages." Says the hare, "Come, maiden, and seat yourself on my little hare's tail, and come with me into my little hare's hut." The girl will not do it. The next day the hare comes again and eats the cabbages. Then says the mother to the daughter, "Go into the garden and drive the hare away." The girl says to the hare, "Shh, shh, little hare, you are still eating all the cabbages." The little hare says, "Maiden, seat yourself on my little hare's tail and come with me into my little hare's hut." The maiden refuses. The third day the hare comes again and eats the cabbages. At this the mother says to the daughter, "Go into the garden and chase the hare away." Says the maiden, "Shh, shh, little hare, you are still eating all our cabbages." Says the little hare, "Come, maiden, seat yourself on my little hare's tail and come with me into my little hare's hut." The little girl seats herself on the hare's little tail, and then the hare takes her far away into his little hut and says, "Now cook green cabbage and millet seed, and I will invite the wedding guests." Then all the wedding guests assembled. Who were the wedding guests? That I can tell you, as another told it to me. They were all hares, and the crow was there as a person to marry the bride and bridegroom, and the fox's clerk, and the altar was under the rainbow. The girl, however, was sad, for she was all alone. The little hare comes and says, open the doors, the wedding guests are merry." The bride says nothing, but weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back and says, take off the lid, the wedding guests are hungry." The bride again says nothing and weeps. The little hare goes away. The little hare comes back and says, take off the lid, the wedding guests are waiting." Then the bride says nothing, and the hare goes away, but she dresses a straw doll in her clothes and gives her a spoon to stir with, and sets her by the pan with the millet seed and goes back to her mother. The little hare comes once more and says, take off the lid, and gets up and strikes the doll on the head so that her cap falls off. Then the little hare sees that it is not his bride and goes away and is sorrowful. The end. Okay, so I'd never read that story before, but it's about bunny rabbits, so I thought it was relevant to my channel. I don't know if anyone here watches Rick and Morty, but if you do, in like the episode where, I think it's the second time, where they watch television from alternate universes, and Rick says something along the lines of, these other television shows from other dimensions, Morty, they seem less like solid than television shows from ours. And then Morty's like, yeah, they have almost an improvisational feel to them. And I feel like that every time I read from Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, because I feel like we have all of these preconceived notions on what a fairy tale is. For the most part, it's something about a prince or a princess in a faraway kingdom, and then in the end, happily ever after. But in the Grimm's fairy tale book, it seems sort of like sometimes the morals are just like, don't do things if people ask you 3 times, or learn to be tricksy. Like, I have no idea what the point of that story was, but heck, it was entertaining. So yeah, I think that's everything. If you've liked this, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe. And yeah, from the bottom of my little black heart, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.